Hello, this is Danny from Danny Design Studio, and this is June Class in a Box. And the June Class in a Box is based around masculine cards, because I thought it's Father's Day normally in June here in the UK. So even though we've had Father's Day yesterday, this class is not ready for Father's Day, but I thought I'd base all my projects around masculine cards because sometimes that's quite hard to cater for. Sorry, I'm just moving my camera a bit. So I thought there's 5 projects in total for this, and I thought I will do it in stages. So these are 2 very simple cards to start off with. I thought sometimes men don't like a lot of fuss, do they? And I thought sometimes all you need is sort of simple and straightforward, and this is sort of layering, and I'll tell you the products I've used in a minute. Metallic sort of look to both of these. So the products I have used are the Textured Notes. It's an online suite. Textured Note dies and this lovely stamp set. Not all of the sentiments have come from that, only a little bit. But I have also used the Botanical Textures paper. So this is sort of all black and white. You'll get a quarter of a pack of those, and then you will get half a pack of these gorgeous sort of woven basket type textures. And also in your box you'll get all the products, all the die cuts sorted, embellishments. This lovely gem set comes from there, and you get a bit of twine, a bit of gold as well. And this is only online. And the Textured Notes, this is what makes this suite. This is my little separate bits and pieces. This is just, I love it, just divine, because basically, let me show you the detail on those dies. Every one of these rectangular dies have a different sort of pattern, and I love it because especially for mail cards, it can be used for anything obviously, but you have got a lot of these dies in your class, so that we're using probably all of them, to be honest. So you've got them in gold and metallic colours, you've got them in normal colours as well, normal cardstock. So yeah. Then the next thing I used was the more messages. I'm going to show you how to do this because I love these ones. Comes with the die set, the stamp set and die set. So this is a block that comes like this. So you need to put it onto an F block, a large block, acrylic block, or if you've got Stamparatus, let me just move, my camera keeps moving. So it's a large one, and then I'll show you how to cut this out. So you have tons of messages, and this obviously hasn't come in your class, but this is what I have used, because then I can just have a little stack of messages that I can use all at the same time, really. So I'm going to quickly do that first, I think. So just going to get a piece of A4 cardstock and put it in half, cut it in half so that it will go through the die cutter, and also it will stamp my block. And I am just using black memento, so black memento. Little tip, if you've got a large block of mounted onto the acrylic block, keep it flat and then take your stamp pad to the block rather than the other way around, because the block is very heavy, and just have to make sure that you have got black, the colour I'm using, on everything. Just dab it on, and then I'm going to pop it on here on a bit of white cardstock, and make sure that the middle bit is pressed really well. Probably the camera's shaking, and there we go. You've got loads of little stamped out images that you're now going to put through your die cutter. And I have got the little post-it notes there, so that is going to go like that, and you can see it will cut all of that for you. Just put some more on there just to make sure it stays in place, because you don't want this to move through your die cutter. So I'm just gonna get my die cutter, and this is probably going to shake. Apologies for that, but pop that in, and then skip over that bit. And there we go. We have got lots of great little sentiments to be used when you need it. So I'm just going to put that into a little pot, and then I know I can just, when I need a little sentiment in a hurry, I've got it there. They just pop out like that. So it's quite handy to do it all at once. They're quite cute. Cute little sentiments. While I'm doing that, you can have a look at what the sentiments are. So that comes as a bundle. More messages dies and stamp set. So we'll put that to one side, and I've got my little sentiments here. Now then I'm going to let's start with a black card. So the black card I have got, this is your first little envelope, so both of the bits and pieces come in the same little sheets of paper, of a little what's it called, little paper bag, that's it. Can't think. Right, so that is for the second card. I'm going to put that over there. So this is for my first card. You've got 4 silvery die cuts. So I've already cut that, and then I'm just going to choose my papers. This is your quarter pack of papers, and before you start cutting up, I would choose, for the wallet card, I would choose 2 pieces that are similar for the front and the back. So before you start cutting into your pack of 6 sheets, I would choose 2 sort of blackish ones that are fairly similar. So I'm going to choose these ones. So I'm going to put that aside for my wallet card, and then I know that I have
this for free. And what shall I choose? Oh, the choice. Right, what did I choose on the other one? Maybe that one. I need a leaf off that one, so I'm going to keep that free as well. And I think I will choose that one. Oh dear, I can't even choose now. That one, I think. Right, so I'm going to cut it, but it's half a centimetre smaller. Everything is in my tutorial. So 14.4, all the measurements for that. So that is going to be layered onto there. And then I've got to cut these two. And so that means I've got to choose another piece. Those two I think I will choose. So the first one is 5 by 8.5 portrait. So if it's got a sort of a pattern that's got a different direction, you need it in a portrait style. So 5 by 8.5. So that's my first one, and then this is my second one, 6. This is pattern is okay either way, so it hasn't got a direction as such. 6 by 2.5. Oh, that's small. So just a little bit of that one. And so all I'm doing is I'm going to layer this on. So I need my largest piece and that piece. These are all different layers. So I'm going to probably choose the Stamp and Seal, I think. With the Stamp and Seal, just a little tip before you get really annoyed with it, it's really gentle. So I just do it very gently in little patches, and then if you feel it's not running properly, then just roll it a little bit and stick it on. I know I'm going to stick it on so that I get like 1/2 centimetre border all the way around. Then I'm just layering these on. Again, just gently, otherwise it just sometimes doesn't do the work properly, and then you get annoyed with it like I have in the past. And then, so the sketch I'm sort of following is popping it there, putting that there, and I'm putting it flat. I'm not raising it up with dimensionals yet. Both of these are flat, and then the one that goes across is these ones is slightly raised with dimensionals. So these two are flat, and just getting it so that it has a little sort of edge to it like that. Then this one goes across that, and again this is flat, so you can use wet glue if you want to, but just showing off the lovely sort of colours, sorry, the borders, which is really nice. So I don't know whether to put that there. Yeah, put that there. You can just see that there. So then I'm going to hunt my little happy birthday in here, and or something that you would, would like to put on here. And it doesn't matter that it's going off slightly. I'm just going to my silicone mat, so that, because otherwise the glue will come off onto here. I'm just going to mount that onto that piece, and then this bit is going to go on some dimensionals, so you've got a little bit of a raised part here. These are very sort of fairly simple and straightforward, but I still think they're effective. So how am I going to put this? Maybe here, actually, slightly different to what I did before, I think, like that. And then in your embellishments pack, you've got a strip of these matted dots. Oops, everything's getting in the way. Right, so this one, I'm just going to have some black and white. So like that, to some extent, I'm going to do the same. Slide that down. White. And a black. Use my picky tool and get it. This needs to be slid down a little bit. That's better. So there we go. That is your first card, and the inside of this one, giving you the measurements, 0.5 centimetre smaller. And again, what I've done here is I've used this lovely little stamp here, and I've stamped it off to get a little different shading. And then You Are Seriously the Best in Early Espresso. So that's in Crumb Cake and then Early Espresso. So that is our first card. And now we're going to make the second sort of simple card. So I need these die cuts. I've already cut and layered. So this is Early Espresso, then Crumb Cake, and then part of the Botanical Sweet DSP. So let's just check them again. I am going to just layer that on again, just flat. You don't have to use this paper, you could use another paper. You've got lots of choice in that DSP pack because you get half a pack, so you can choose what you like. And then this, that is my tag that I'm going to put my sentiment on. So these two I've already cut out so that we don't need to waste too much time. So that side and that side. So again, just gently pressing that on in little bursts. And then this is Just going to go as central as possible. Am I in camera shot? I'm not sure. And then this one goes on here. Now where is this? It's a vellum. It's a gold vellum that I think has retired now, because they sometimes do these things online and then suddenly it's gone. I'm just going to pop it there like that. Again, both of those are going to be flat on the outside, and then raising my sentiment just to give an effect. It's stuck to my finger. So that is going to go roughly there. Trying to get the same sort of borderline that is here, like that, and then that one is going to go maybe across like that. So, but what I've done here is I've cut it so that the little linen thread that you've been given will go in between those sort of cuts. Now don't forget, you need some of this linen thread for your selection box, so you've got lots, so just use what you need for this bit. And then I'm going to poke that through that little slit, keep enough to do a bow, and then poke it in that way, and that should be enough. Just a little bit, enough to do your bow. So I'm going to put my bow on before I do put my sentiment on. That is going to go like that, and I quite like the little tails being long. So this, what have I done here? Yeah, so this is flat, and then my sentiment, you will obviously have to find your own sentiments. You might not have many messages, but I just wanted to show you how that works, because I think that is really great, the many messages. So, oh, I could do time to celebrate. Or have I done that? Let me just stick to the same just in case. You're simply incredible. That's it. So then this goes on some dimensionals. Do enough, because it is sticking onto vellum and it may not stick as well as onto cardstock. So these are only the end pieces anyway, aren't they? So okay, so pop that somewhere in the middle so you can see the edging as well, and then take your little matted dots and pop one there. You do whatever you like, but it's quite nice to do the same as what I have done. And then one of these, finish it off. Doesn't want to move. Right, let's put this aside, otherwise I will doesn't want to come up. Okay, so that is the second card. So I think fairly straightforward. Now what I've done inside here is, because I put "You're simply incredible," a little note of appreciation, so it's not a birthday card, I have used this lovely little basket weave, and then this little sentiment, which is quite nice over the top. So I've actually stamped that, inked that up, stamped it off, and then so it's a bit lighter colour. So that's what I've done there. So that is cards 1 and 2. The next video will be card 3. Okay, we'll see you later.